Live in... Yes, everything works. You can see my face.
We're live. Wonderful.
Hello,
Faces are nice.
friends. Welcome back.
How I've missed this.
Hello.
Yep, we've been missing you all. Hopefully someone's been missing us. If you have, give us a shout out. So yeah, welcome to the Chronicles of Lumainvoir. I am, as always, the GM Haggis, and with me I have the Emissaries, who are a group of problem solvers, partly for the church, but partly for themselves. The Emissaries have taken upon themselves to find out about past secrets, both for the defense of the realm and, well, defense of themselves, and finding things that are lost.
Mm-hmm.
The Emissaries compromise, yes, that too, comprise of Almond,
Hello.
Almond, a totally normal-looking human male with shifter tendencies. Rhaegar,
Oh.
half orc, half Goliath, half tiefling, very big fridge of a person from the most northern province, where there's always fighting going on, but also like warm springs and even warmer hearths. So Yevonde is a half-elf who's pretty much never lived in a city, nor probably even seen one, with long braided hair and a lot of aversion for cities and, well, mostly green things in clothing.
Civilization is overrated.
Oh. Oh shoot. Yes, and then we have Kitsugi.
Heyo.
Kitsugi is, well, the artifact formerly known as the Vessel of Deliverance. Is a sentient construct who's looking for parts of themselves or itself.
Yeah.
Oh, where are you guys at? Does anyone remember?
We are inside the cavern within the Twin Snake Mountains.
If I remember correctly, Rhaegar was at the slab.
Was someone cooking and someone collecting fungi from the walls?
Yeah.
There was someone at the slab pushing the slab. We don't know who it is.
We kind of lost track of Saxton at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. We did indeed.
Now, where
Meanwhile-
is that gone?
Yeah, meanwhile I was busy making a meal for everyone, and everyone has been called to enjoy the food.
Yay! Food is always nice.
Yeah, if you need to eat.
Yeah, because we're, as you say, mortally challenged.
Yes, indeed.
It's okay. We have a new organism who's we can give your food to the new guy, Larry the cave moss. So.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Larry.
He's a pretty fun guy.
Because he's the strong silent type. Doesn't talk much.
It's like it's like a moss fungi weird symbiote be. I don't fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay, sorry, I'm just... My GM notes crashed. Just give me a sec.
Oh!
It's fine, it's fine.
Challenges of technology.
Gamer said
As
no.
long as the DM doesn't crash, that's alright.
Yes. When I was young, we streamed on...
Rocks.
into
twigs.
on Windows 3.0 on my Nintendo, original Nintendo. What?
It would actually be impressive if someone was able to get a streaming connection through an 8-bit Nintendo somehow.
I mean, I'm sure somebody has tried.
Most
Like
definitely.
people have managed to run Doom on microwaves after all,
Yeah,
and other
they have.
devices.
I completely forgot about that.
Yep.
I for one want to stream Final Fantasy on a, smart fridge.
Oh my god. That'd be amazing.
It would be a good place for a battle station, you know. You're
That'd
there,
be a cool move. in a way.
doing your thing, and your stacks are right there.
Yep.
Just a tiny ass screen.
Little things.
Or then you do the easy way and tape a computer monitor to your fridge.
Yes. With duct tape.
I think.
With duct tape.
Yep. Obviously with duct tape. What the hell else would you use?
Exactly.
Yeah, it should be running again.
Very.
Everything should work.
Yay.
Knocking on wood. Yeah, but yeah, you were inside. Well, you found a cliff, a brownstone spire, a big cliff thing with two snakes carved and entwining with each other as some sort of old symbol. Then, because you were looking, Kintsugi felt that some part of itself was inside the cliff. Inside, you found a group of mercenaries, between 15 and 25-ish aged people who wanted to become mercenaries because they belong to a quote-unquote race called the Shadowvaned, who are born in the most cursed part of the island and therefore are not trusted by literally anyone. And these young people had to, they tried to find a job and they didn't find, so they tried to become mercs. And you got inside and you found out that yes, they do have a piece of Kintsugi's core, which, well, is the core that contains most of Kintsugi's magics and memories and things. And the mercs had found a piece, or rather stolen one.
Well,
Or-
given to them by certain people.
Yes.
It was given
And
to be safe.
their job was to keep it secret, keep it safe, until it was picked up by their employer. And just because it's faster to ask, how much did they already talk about their employer?
I think that we actually know who they are. Like, they named drop their employer and Kintsugi knows them.
I don't
Yeah, I
remember.
think
Was it that then?
so.
Did they name drop the main fellow that was leading the group that stole the artifact? piece?
There was a conversation regarding a Lady Lavender.
Oh yeah, that
But
one.
this is a theory, or at least according to my notes, we haven't actually confirmed if Lady Lavender is their employer. But this was kind of what we deduced.
Well,
at
she is
some
their
point.
caretaker at least,
Yes,
Yeah.
technically.
that's
And
th-
you
that,
know
that you
her.
know
For the
for
time
sure.
being. For
Yes.
the time being.
That you know for sure that they treat Lady Lavender as a sort of mother figure.
Mommy.
So yeah, but yeah. Okay, Yeah, I don't. So it means that that one name hasn't been dropped yet. Cool. Hey.
Uh-oh.
Cool. So yeah, you got to talking with the mercs, with the leaders Hans and Aaron.
Dan
and the Huns tried to be all sort of macho alpha male, but it just failed because, well, you could have two Hunses on top of each other, and they would just barely reach. They would be just barely able to look Rhaegar in the eyes. So, and then you have smaller people like Almond who are just like scary as fork.
I mean,
not in looks, but you have like a aura around you that's like
And especially
respect me or else.
Last time when Almond showed his his true colors, yes, then they were more convinced that their instincts about fearing him were correct. But they had the orb-looking piece of the core in a box, and you had a plan. One of the mercs called Felrog.
Felrog or Felrog or something like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to pronounce it like more correctly. Felrog made a mushroomy replica of the core, while you got the real one. And they try to cheat their employer with the replica of it and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And you.
Has Kintsugi yet received the core piece though?
Not yet, because we ended last session with a replica core made of mushroom fungal matter. You just got it ready, and Rhaegar just made food for everyone, and that's where we left off. The reason why I used fungal matter is the fact that Felrog is a mushroomy humanoid person with a ginormous patch of different mushrooms and fungal things. And Yewande is a druid. Both of them have druid abilities, so it was easiest. And no, wait. Oh right, yes, that was the thing. Yes. And it's the fungal garden was on basically in the cellar level. There's a sub-cellar, but it's filled with water and angler creatures, angler lizards and angler fish and such. And then there was a path, a corridor to the ocean. This place probably been some sort of hideout or smuggling harbor of some side,
hidden harbor
for an ancient civilization or an ancient people living here. But what the race is or what the people are, it looks like it's been abandoned for at least hundreds, if not thousands of years. So,
as an established expert on ancient architecture, I can confirm this, obviously.
Yes.
Also, an established expert on the flora and fauna of the region, as established by I think I rolled like a 6 or something last time when I tried to figure out what the plants were. So.
Yep. Yes.
Oh no.
There are plants.
Yes.
Very sharp observation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And what else? I mean, Almond hanged out with a couple of the shadow-veined Hans and Lairdal, and you taught them dice games, and you learned some stuff about the Vale. And the fungal room, the cellar room with the fungal things has a 2 centimeter layer of water everywhere, so it makes the fungus things happy. And there's just like chalice mushrooms that gather water, a ginormous tree-like fungus thing, bioluminescent moss, And yes, Larry, the bioluminescent mushroom.
Larry's a
which
mushroom. I thought
Mushroom-
Larry was moss.
thing.
It's like both
Moss, sorry.
Both.
A
mushroom. It's a mushroom.
Yes, mushroom.
Mushroom.
Yes. So the difference between fungus, mushroom, and moss goes a little wonky in this sort of place where, like, if you can imagine something as mushroom, it probably some sort of variation is found here. There's mushrooms that can be ground into flour to make, used as flour in whatever you use. There are some mushrooms that look sharp that you could use to make like blowpipe darts or whatever. And like just eating mushrooms and decorative mushrooms and fluorescent mushrooms and the very sort of black ink sludge-like mushroomy growth which you used as a base for the replica orb, which itself is a magically glowy 3.5 dimensional orb. And yes, I said 3.5 dimensional on purpose because it looks like the dimensions bend in and around themselves.
They're saying the mushrooms are magical.
Very
Well,
magical.
the replica, the orb is, and some of the mushrooms are magical. They like the sort of magical creatures, like owlbears and hippogriffs and such, are magical animals, and these, in the same vein, these are magical mushrooms, if that makes sense. Like they've been so steeped with magics and grown and absorbed magics from the ocean and from the place and from, Failrog, that they've just... And in Lumainvoir, on Lumainvoir, there are just like all sorts of weird mushroom varieties and fungal varieties.
Such as the
But
first card fungus that I gave to Felrog as a gift, which
Yeah.
I had been carrying around with me.
Yes, it's a isolation. It isolates cold from cold.
It's the mushroom acts as insulation.
Insulation,
Yeah.
that's the word. Yes,
Okay.
there's a mushroom variety that can be used as a natural insulation and can be crafted into glass. So
Ooh, that's cool.
I can. Oh man, we should have another of those hangouts where we just talk about some world building stuff that isn't like
Yeah.
spoilers for story or whatever. Because
Yeah.
I have a lot.
and so you were in the mushroom room, and there was a path from the mushroom room to the ocean, and there was this ginormous stone slab, like 2 or maybe 5 centimeters thick, 2 meters by 1.5 meters, just a big stone slab on the wall. And Almond noticed some scratch marks on the piece of stone, but it's way too heavy for you to lift, so you just left it there. But when last off we left the party, Rega had called people. They had went upstairs to the basically first, like, ground level and first floor. So the first floor where the mercenaries have their, or the Shadow and kids have their kitchen area. And you went there and used their mechanisms for gathering water and growing food to make some, like, you had some spices with you, and they had some dried fish and dried meats and dried veggies, and you made like a stew sort of thing. And at the same time, Rega used their, Goliathy voice to announce that food is ready. Almond noticed something close to the stone slab. You heard scratchings of metal on stone, and you stealthed closer to the slab. You see the slab moved inch by inch to the side, and you see an invisible metal foot in the 2 centimeter water, like layer of water close to the stone slab.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
Is anyone within earshot
I mean,
of me?
Felro and Yevande, Hans, and Leirdal are in the process of going from the cellar to the ground level.
Okay, and the slab is like in the sort of cellar area.
Yes.
Then, is it? Okay.
Yes.
So, while they're doing that, what else is in the cellar?
There's just a big roundish room with a mushroom patch, and then there's the flooded stairs down, and then there's the corridor to the sea, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. I'm gonna stop everyone, and I'm gonna as they're headed up.
quite in the middle of something here.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, we're doing the crafting thing.
Yevande and Felrog have gotten the mushroom replica ball into the chest where it was kept. It's like a football-sized ball of mushroom matter at the moment, and the mercs had a metal chest to, well, keep the item safe.
Okay, so we managed to make it.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Right, and now we're gonna risk breaking it because I'm gonna tell you guys that there's a. So I'm kind of gonna walk up to everyone as they're trying to head up the stairs, and I'm gonna go, "Hey, listen, can you guys help me collect some mushrooms? Just for so that we can add a bit of extra flavor. Try out a few things with the food, and then while I'm doing that, I'm gonna make sure that I turn my back to whoever is pushing the slab so that I can quietly mouth the words, 'Someone invisible is pushing that slab.'"
Ooh!
Should I roll a perception if I didn't notice that at all?
No, because
Obviously.
because the room is very echoey, so you can hear when you guys are close enough. You can hear the whispers very loud, but the echo kind of dissipates the whisper away from you. When you say this, Hans actually Leirdal, who's the big mercenary, like a very big bodyguard sort of person. He's very long and very heavily built. He has a big axe in his back, and he basically uses sign language to say sign language that Almond understands, that should I get the rest from upstairs.
I just I quickly sign. Does he speak like in some sort of thieves' cant type?
Yes.
Sign language. Okay, so I want to sign back to him again, so that my back is blocking my hand movements from whoever is pushing that slab. I want to tell him to quietly alert the people up top, and then I'm going to tell him that. Oh yeah, you probably need to actually carry this. So I'm just gonna have the others help me here. Is that okay? And I'm gonna kind of give him a pat on the shoulder and kind of send him off, so to speak.
Yeah. Yolanda glances at the slab. How far away is the slab from where we are now?
The room itself is like 30 meters, roughly circular area of like 30 meters, so 90 feet ish. Leirdal is he's this very big, burly, like barrel-shaped guy, and he just scratches his belly, looking insanely like just a simple guy, and is like, well, I'm just gonna go upstairs to get some food, and he doesn't so mix them up. He has a big hammer on his back, not an axe, but it's just like he walks up with a sword. He did this. He signed back, gotcha, and then walked up. And meanwhile, you three are left with Leirdal and not Leirdal, but Failrog and Hans, and they're like, okay, sure. And then you go to the mushroom patch, and actually, Failrog she's so sort of out of it that she's just like, oh, okay. Well, for food we gonna go with that one and that one. Oh, this tastes nice with fish. And she went way too into mushroom gathering mode.
Yeah, Yewande actually takes advantage of Felrog's enthusiastic mushroom phase and tries to like holler at Almond, like not saying anything, but tries to like sign that over there. Should I grab them? Till should we try to trap whatever is in there, or?
I mean, I'd say we should. I'm just gonna nod, and is there anything in like here that I could kind of hide behind for the purposes of sneak attack?
I mean, there's the big fungus tree, so yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go collect some mushrooms at that tree, and I'm gonna kind of nudge myself behind the I suppose branches of it, so that I'm kind of hidden. Let me roll stealth real quick.
Yeah, it looks so much like a tree that it's easier to just think of it as like a tree, even though it has a very glossy and soft sort of feel to it.
16 stealth.
Yep.
Is Kintsugi's core in the field of view?
It's actually because they were actually in the process of taking the core out of the box because they need to put the fungal. So actually the core is carried basically by Hans.
Okay. Kintsugi just isn't taking their eye off it.
Yeah.
Like at the moment, Kintsugi is just staring at it like...
Hans is also like, he's taken a very thick leather glove from his belt and put some like extra cloth around it and just holding it like...
Yeah, I think Yewande is gonna take the first blood, so to say, because I can just spawn spike growth around the slab.
Yep.
In order
you can do.
to trap or slow down whoever is in there.
Yep.
Yep,
So
I'm gonna be aggressive now.
Yep. So you cast spike growth. So there's the round chamber, and then there's the long corridor, like maybe 20-30 meters to the ocean side. And you can hear in the faint distance the waves of the ocean, and hear and sense the oceanic winds coming from the corridor with a sort of with a sort of whistling that wind does in a narrow space.
Yeah.
And at the mouth of that corridor, you can see in the stone and sand of the beach, you can see a very thick layer of spiky thorns and vines just like grow instantly up from the ground where no plant should live. And now against the water of the layer of water and the growths, you can see they clearly grow around something, like maybe a couple of round pillar-shaped things, maybe 20 centimeters by diameter.
So there's two
which are clearly close to the stone slab, and the plants clearly grow around something. Like you get the idea that the layer of plants is like 20 centimeters thick, and there's like it's covering the entire 20-foot radius except for two places where it just grows around some invisible round things.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yolanda is just gonna shout out, "Who's there? I know you're there."
I really hope it's not Saxton.
I somehow get the feeling that it's Saxton, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm guessing it is as well, but that may or may not mean that we need to fight him.
That's true. Since for some reason Saxton went a bit too sneaky on us.
Yep. So
That's us.
So yeah, you. How much was 16 was the stealth check?
16. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Roll was
So
awful.
yeah. So you can hear this sort of echoey sigh, like someone would sigh through a long metal tube. Well, no purpose in hiding it anymore, and you can see the invisibility spell just go away, and you can see Saxton in the middle of the brambles with their hands like on the side of the stone slab. You can see some sort of magic swirl around their muscles when they're taking like the slab and just like in a sort of moving position.
Oh, hi!
I wondered where you went. Glad to see you again, Saxton.
The pleasure is all mine.
What's up with the slab?
Saxton, as a refresher, Saxton is clearly a warforged made for the purpose of entertaining and playing music and such. They have a very colorful. Now their long coat is filled with different pieces of cloth on the inside. It's a very thick leather on the outside, so it's like a reversible coat. Their skin looks like it's sort of stone and glass finish. That looks very fancy, and they have a sort of almost Venetian mask sort of face. Was not sure if we could trust these organic people inside this place, and especially because they have been infected. I used the opportunity to find out if the shrine if the rumored shrine here is broken. Apparently, it has been secured.
Ah.
What shrine exactly?
Roll me an insight check. Kintsugi has advantage.
Everyone rolls inside? But
Yes,
Kintsugi
everyone who
gets it,
sees.
Alright, advantage.
Meanwhile, one of the
Not
big
20!
I started with a nat 1, thank god I have advantage!
24.
24, yeah. So
24.
I
this
have
guy
23
do-
with not 20.
Yep.
That's a total of 10.
Yep. So meanwhile,
I rolled a 1 and a 6.
Meanwhile, Lairdal, who's one of the big bodyguards of the mercenaries, runs up. He's ran up 2 sets of stairs to the kitchen and is like, "So there's something happening in the cellar, in the mushroom plant. The almond guy told me to run and tell you guys that there's something going on there. Bahan's there, so we should be fine. But just," and he's pointing at Rhaegar, "just so you know that there might be some stuff going down."
Well, I would say we will handle it. You focus on having a good meal, and Rega will take the stew pot off the fire just in case, put the lid on so the heat stays in, and then just like start speed walking like down to the levels.
Yep. Yeah, so you downstairs, the rest of you get the idea that Saxton's like its head is a little bit on the side, and even though it doesn't have any physical features to read, because no breath or anything, no eye movement, there's just like glow green orbs in the eye sockets, and they're just like. So you have not been informed by any of your superiors about this location or its secrets.
Not as far as I know.
Interesting that.
I had only one mission here.
Interesting, that would imply that your background checks out and you have not been sent by the clans.
No?
Maybe I should have trusted you after all. Then it looks up to you guys and so this place has been an ancient hideout of the UNT people in the ancient times. Soon after the second invasion ended, where the mind flayers were taken out of the equation, the UNT took this place and formed it to one of their own strongholds, but it has been abandoned many hundreds years ago. Probably because they had some sort of altercation with an unknown, and you can hear this sort of very, Saxton sounds like someone who would really want to know this thing and are annoyed that they don't have the answer. And like they sound that the voice they're making is like, if I think about this very, very hard, maybe I'll just know it. Yeah, obviously it doesn't work. And you can hear the sort of annoying tinge or annoying melody in Saxton's voice. The annoying part is that we do not really know anything about the organization, and I have taken it upon myself to find out what would have been so strong as to take the UNT people out of this place.
Does the name of the UNT people...
You can hear.
Yes.
Does the name like ring any bells for me? Do I roll history or something?
I mean, you know that the UNT is a very old. I mean, UNT still exists, but it's a very rare species. Well, snake people. But more.
Well, I
about
got
the
20 on a history roll, so.
Yeah. So you do know that UNT have been. They had some strongholds on the west coast of Lumainvoir, like ages back, and they had some cooperation with, well, Reedhold, the province technically it was Arundurus, and that the original state was in the area, but anyways, they had some cooperation, but then at some point they just like vanished. 99% of the UNT just like sailed away or died or something. And there was something. Official reason is that they got ticked off or died to a disease, but it has been rumored that there was something more sinister that just drove them away, because the UNT. There's even some theories that the UNT got scared of something.
That sounds kinda sus.
Yeah, like, so let me get this straight. There was something even more terrifying down here than the UNT, potentially.
Now you can see my logic to try and find out what there is hidden behind this lab, because apparently there's nothing else that could hide any proof about the creatures or organization.
So what did you find?
Door opens, Rega is in.
Yeah.
Hey!
Bang!
Everything alright?
Sort of, for the moment.
We found
Okay,
Saxton!
I was informed by the guys that there might be something going down here.
Saxton was being awfully sneaky. Nothing else.
Well,
For the moment.
Rega turns back to towards the corridor upstairs and just like bellows out with their massive voice that wrong alarm. Just a friendly being stupidly sneaky for no reason.
I would not. I am not surprised that someone like you would not recognize the immediate danger of where we are, but that is supposedly expected by you organics.
Well, I don't fear wherever I am because I believe in my own power and my ability to defend myself. And even others to some extent.
Once again, because Saxton doesn't have facial features as such, but just because you, Yawande and Almond rolled high enough, you can almost sense some sort of weird condescension from Saxton towards Rega when the bard is like, well, I suppose that one can have blind faith in many things.
Savage.
A burn.
So, did you find
Shots
something
fired.
interesting while
Doesn't
looking
work
around?
on Rega.
I have the sense that this slab has been put on this location for a reason, that it hides something behind.
Were you trying to open it?
Affirmative.
Well, can you do that after? Can you do that after the dinner?
Well, as someone who does not need dinner, you organics can go and eat whatever you need, and I will be here try and continue with moving the slab, because now that I have been found out, I am in no rush.
In that case, I'm going to emerge from behind the tree and go. All right. Well, if all the organics are going to go eat, Kintsugi, do you want to join us for the social aspects of it, or would you rather help with moving the slab?
I think even though with my body not being as physically capable as some others in our group, I do believe I can help with the stone slab at least a little bit. Though I would prefer to have my core piece back at this point if possible.
Oh, right, yeah. Hans comes from behind you, sword in one hand and the core piece in the other. Oh, right, yeah. So, as promised, this thing, you can just take it. We don't need it. Like, whatever.
Point.
Yes. You can just, like, everyone in the room can feel an immediate pulse of, like a very faint pulse of static electricity hum out of Kintsugi. You know the feeling when like you sense with all your being that the storm is brewing. Well, that feeling, but from a guy like half a meter from you, like. And if Kintsugi had hair, their hair would be like in the sort of epic, like wind blowy, like unlimited power sort of thing.
Unlimited power. Oh, too sinister. Either way, the core is going back where it belongs. Well, part of it. Is it now that I'm missing two pieces still?
At least that you know of.
Mm-hmm. Either way, chest cavity open, and reuniting the pieces.
Yes, there's two similar-sized orbs. Actually, they're not. They're like two tennis balls worth of like or a half football or something, and they just like they stay the same size, but they just like assimilate into one another, and you
Melt
feel
together.
them. Yes, meld together. That's the word. And you get the idea that they're like thicker somehow, But the more you look at the orb, the more your brain starts hurting because you see dimensions over the third element of space, third dimension of space, and that's just like you see.
Like ogres
like-
and onions, we have layers.
Yes, that thing.
Well then, food first, walk then.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd
Food
say
sounds
so.
great.
That was very strongly the message that the Warforged gave us is go get some grub. So let's
Yeah.
do that.
Technically, I might have misphrased it because Saxton is better with words than me. The phrasing was meant that because just because you need it, you might like you maybe
Yeah, no, I get it,
Sort of.
But like, basically, what
because
they're
you
saying
have to.
is, what they're saying is, they don't need to eat, we need to eat, we might as well go get something to eat, while they continue working,
Yeah.
because they don't have these, mortal limitations of needing
Yep.
food.
Sustenance.
Basically,
Hmm.
in a simple way to put it.
Yes. So yeah.
Up we go.
When
Food.
actually, because of the overwhelming surge of magic inside Kintsugi, you can see Kintsugi's eyes start like doing this sort of whoa,
Ooh.
glowing brighter, and doing this sort of wave brighter and dimmer sort of wave thing. And if you walk up the stairs and it's nothing threatening, but anytime anyone touches Kintsugi, you have a weird non-physical sensation of static electricity. It's not like a zap, just like an
Like a feeling.
extrasensory thing. And until for the next 5 minutes or so, Kintsugi will have a disadvantage on all on all sensory checks because you're very
Overload.
much turned inside to see you can use sense emotions and especially memories and magics coming back.
Recalibrating.
Yes.
Rebooting the system.
Yep. When you go up the stairs, Kintsugi, you still get telepathy and things. You get a message in your ear. Saxton uses message on you. It is weird that someone of our kind would choose to side with the organics, but everyone has their preference.
They have their benefits. They might not be as durable as us, but they sure do have their benefits. Besides, I prefer versatility over just simple.
We are more versatile than any of those. And then the connection goes off because you lose you're in the out of line of sight and
Range.
in the second floor and such.
You don't need line of sight for message. You just need to point towards the
Yeah, but you get the last message, and then they can't message you anymore because the line of sight is lost. But yeah. We are more versatile than any of these organics because we can be reconfigured. Message ends.
DM, you don't need line of sight for message. You only need to point at the
But
general.
you can't point to a creature that you don't see.
No,
And
it has to
also,
be
Saxton has another thing it needs to concentrate on, but that's something you will find out later.
Oh,
But yeah, you walk the stairs to the ground level, to the big hall, to the big main hall of the cave, and then you walk the second set of stairs up, and on the upper, the main hall is a big cavernous area with round stairs on the sides, upon which the wall the Yewande climbed up and terrified people.
Yeah, may I tell you, You can cast the spell through solid objects if you're
I know.
familiar with the target
I know
and
enough.
beyond the barrier.
But yeah, and you get to the second. It's also not relevant because, like I said, Saxton has another thing it needs to focus on.
Ah.
But yeah, you get to the second. You get the up the stairs to the balcony of the first floor, and the small mercenary man PM with a crossbow is still standing there, looking like he's guarding, even though there's like no immediate danger. He's just standing. He's a little embarrassed by the fact that someone sneaked up to him, and when this young 20-something-year-old human man with a crossbow sees Yewande, he scowls and turns away, just like this sort of angry, embarrassed scowl.
Aren't you gonna come get dinner? Okay.
He
We'll save your
it
boat.
sounds like he says like he wants to say something, but because of the situation, he started a sentence and then he just like mumbles something so that he
Okay.
Because he can't say because of the situation. He doesn't dare to say out loud what he's thinking.
Wait a minute. How many feet is from here down to the basement, basically, the cellar level? How many feet? Less than 120 or more?
Yeah, like way less than 120.
Okay, good.
It's like
Oh wait a minute. Did Kinsugi stay behind and try to help with the stone slab, or?
You can choose.
I'd say Kinsugi stayed down, but with a little bit of a trick here. Again, breaking off. This time, since currently Kinsugi's mask basically has the one eye open, which is the glowing one. Now there's gonna be two eyes, and it's gonna break a hole into it, and use that beast's tiny servant. That's gonna follow up the group upstairs. So it's gonna alarm if something happens.
Nice.
Since there is like 120. Yeah, you can mentally command a creature if it's within 120 feet of you.
Yep.
So that is
Convenient.
now following. Very convenient. But it also makes Kinsugi look a bit more terrifying.
Yep. Yeah. So the rest of you get to the to the first floor, to one of the bigger rooms. Like all of the rooms are just round, almost honeycombed into the inside of the brownstone mountain or the Twin Snake Cliffs. It's just made of a brownstone. If anyone knows why I call it the Brownstone Spire, just let me know. Chat or email or Facebook, whatever. Just it's a reference. But yeah.
Oh god, I remember. Fuck.
But yeah. The kitchen room is just a big. One of the bigger rooms with this sort of big metal pond or metal covered pond in one end with a sort of mechanism that you can have rainwater come from the outside, long metal, basically rail type thing to just take rainwater inside. And then there's a fire pit and some plates and things for eating and some chairs. So it's very rough, but it functions. On the fire, you see a ginormous pot filled with stew. There's fish, meat, different veggies, and just the scent of the different herbs and spices in the mix just makes you realize you haven't eaten since breakfast.
Yeah, it also like it's a bit of a, it's, I would say, yeah, stew makes sense because stew is a bit thicker than soup.
Yep.
Because it has like this like oat / rice type of like you make
Yep.
it like almost like a porridge, almost like a very very wet porridge type.
Yep.
Yum yum.
Yep.
As Rega returns, they immediately go behind the pot and pick up a ladle and start serving up people.
Yeah. So now you have all the 15. You have all the 15 people who are 16 people who are these mercenaries. There's Hans and Aaron who are both over 20. Actually, Hans, Aaron, Fagem, Lerdal, PM, and Kangar who are all over, like, clearly over 20, and then there's 10 other kids who are somewhere like 16 to 20-year-olds ish. All of them are shadow veined humanoids. Some have like human and elven features or something in between. A couple of who are maybe orcish features, but all of them having like the similar black veins in faces and visible hands. Some of them carry some pieces of armor or wooden swords or something that they've been training on to, well, learn to defend themselves. But the black veins in their skin, there's not many that like they're not covered or anything, just like singular veins in the hands and faces. Very visible and very clearly marked as someone who has some weird magics or curses or something in between in their being. Yawande, because you have a spellcasting, you get the feeling that Shadow Veined have innate magical skills, but how good they are or are they even usable, that depends. But yeah, you start eating, and just many of the kids, I mean, they've grown attached to Rega because Rega made them food, and Rega was very sweet and loving to the and very welcoming, which is a feeling that Shadow Veined don't often get. So they like Rega and the rest of you, like, you come in with their leaders, and so you are okay, but they're still a little bit weirded out by these clean and outside people, in almost interlopers. You get some of the kids call you interloper, but in a sort of way of a greeting, or almost an inside joke. Some of them call you interloper because they don't trust you, but mostly just a sort of meme or an inside joke. But yeah, you get foods and
Rega just as they have portion out food for everybody so that everyone has at least one portion. Well, after you have eaten at that portion, then you can come here and ask for seconds.
Yep.
So that everyone has enough to eat their fill.
Yeah. And I mean, usually, especially, you get the idea that usually these people eat just like dried fish and some mushroom things and meats by themselves. That the fact that some of this food is has spices is like.
Yes, like, wow!
Well, they do have,
food tastes so much better when you add pepper and salt to it.
Yeah, they do have salt because there's
Wow.
mountain nearby, obviously, but
Yeah.
like salt and cumin and like, I don't know, freaking
Parsley?
parsley,
paprika,
like, you
yeah.
know. And maybe even some spicy stuff like some sort of chili, a winter chili, or I don't know.
There is the how much?
There should be actually some sort of winter chili.
Yeah, but how much time has it been since I left north?
Several weeks.
Only weeks.
Yeah.
After
I mean,
all,
you
traveling for a couple of months at least, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, I don't know how long it would have taken us to actually get to where we were. Like it's just we've basically gone from the north of the island to fairly far in the south of the island, and we started out in the middle of the island heading north. So we've kind of gone
So
up
the campaign
and all the way down again.
Yep. The in-game time that you've been used for the campaign has been like, well, that itself has been 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, so I would say that maybe because maybe Rega would still have the like ground seeds from a lady's pantry. Those are spicy, like.
Yep. Oh yeah, some sort of winter chili because it wakes you up from. It's probably some sort of chilies that been used in the north. For like, oh, you're getting tired of this constant cold and keeping vigilance and guarding your family. Take a couple of chilies and you're like, phew. It's so like, and some cocoa beans or something. But all in all, it's a very weird combination in the sense that these people aren't used to anything else except salt. And well, the mood of the people improve immediately when they realize how good the food is. And there's one kid who eats so fast that they almost choke, but then they just Lairdal goes and pats the kid on the back so that they don't choke. And Lairdal is a big guy, so the almost shovel-like hand is like one pat.
Rega will actually do an act of kindness and kind of like approach who was the de facto leader of this group?
Hans.
Hans, yeah. We'll approach Hans when they haven't picked out their own food yet. Like approaches Hans with
Hans and
a bowl and approaches Hans and Eragol with bowls and gives them food.
Yeah. Hans is a little confused, but thanks. Thanks for the food. Like, you helped me with my like group, and that's very appreciated.
In our culture, it is considered a act of I wouldn't say trust, but of understanding, making food for one another. So
must be a fragging paradise. And you can see, because you've known the terrible realities of a constant oppression. You can see a sort of trauma reaction behind Hans's eyes.
Rega will like place their hand on the shoulder and like give a slight squeeze, like. You're here now.
He mumbles something in a language that you recognize. You speak Undercommon?
Nope.
Yeah, you hear he's mumbling some sort of like a very tired sigh, mumbling just something. He doesn't probably even realize he said it out loud. But then he sits down and just starts eating.
Yep.
Meanwhile, downstairs, Saxton and
There goes the bot again.
Yeah, the bot left.
Even when we went back to the bot left.
Come on. Yes,
I
thank you.
want to ask, like, how heavy is the slab?
It is heavy, like I just counted last time. It's like, if it's 5 centimeters thick, 2.5, almost 220 tall, and 1.5 meters wide, and full granite, it's like hundreds of kilos, if not thousands. But you two Warforged are downstairs beside the slab, and Saxton takes out his saxo flute from behind from its backpack, and is like, Well, now that we don't have to do this the subtle way, I can do this the easy way. He starts playing on the saxophone, and the haunting, he puts down some valves and stuff, and the sounds very dark, very low, almost a growling, echoey voice. And when the close immediate area of you starts filling out this very low saxophone like sound.
Is it safe to approach it there at the moment, or is
Yeah,
it
I
gonna be a shatter to the wall?
Probably not. He wouldn't. I mean, Saxton probably isn't that stupid to use a shatter down
Yeah,
below
that's
ground.
true. That's true.
Hopefully. Actually, you don't know that. You've just met the guy.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. So, Kintsugi is like, how about I test something I actually haven't used that much before.
Yeah, he's playing on the saxophone and just does a small solo and just okay. He doesn't say anything. He just plays. But you can feel his magic's gathering.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and just to test out, so basically, what Kintsugi does is firstly rub their hands together a bit, which starts to generate a sort of arcane patterns to flicker around the hands, which then begin to extend around the hands and wrap around the body almost like arcane, not exactly chains, but like tattoos that glow a bit. And that's gonna be enhance ability, bull strength.
Ooh. What's your strength?
9!
Okay, and take a D8 inspiration.
Thank you.
Because, well, you're at the immediate vicinity of a bard, so...
Let's see. That's a D8. Wonderful.
Because you can feel the voice of the saxophone resonate within you, and even though Saxton doesn't say anything, you feel it's comforting.
Wonderful. And that's advantage on strength checks.
Yes.
And technically my carrying weight is currently 270 pounds, and push capability is 540 pounds.
Good.
Basically. Let's see. Rolling time! You gotta be kidding me. Well, I got an 8 on the inspiration die. The first roll on strength was a 6. So let's try that again. Okay, the second time that was a 14, so let's see. Well, it's a -1, so
13, 21.
13, 21.
Yes. You start pushing the slab, it's insanely heavy, but you still get it moving, and it's probably the surging strength and the fact that you got another piece of the core. You just feel insanely powerful, and this slab of stone weighing hundreds of kilos just moves before you, and you're like, yes, infinite power.
Oh no, kids are gonna get an ego boost from this, and that's not good.
What's your passive perception?
Passive perception is 14.
Okay. You will realize you might not tell this to anyone, but you realize at the moment the reason why the stone is moving is because it's moving itself, partly moving itself. But you still you push it and it moves, so maybe that's it.
Yeah, Kintsugi won't tell this since freaking ego at the moment.
Yep.
But literally, Kintsugi's gonna take note of that, uh-oh. This wasn't supposed to be this easy. Oh well. Too much power.
Yep. So, you get inside.
What does my Warforged eyes see?
They're taking the core pieces to, I don't know, somewhere, some guard. What else? You see things, and the things that you see will be told in 15 minutes because of a break.
Alrighty.
Ooh.
See you all soon.
Alright. And we go on a break. now. There we go.
And we're
Great. Back again.
Shady's
Yo.
back.
Hello, friend. Wait, what?
Hello.
Yes. So, back where we left with the emissaries. And all is well. I mean, what could go wrong in taking a decent meal underground in a ancient abandoned cavern with of an ancient civilization where of like weird creature, like an ancient weird civilizations, like no way that can end badly.
Please don't tell me that this thing that I opened is a big closet with a lot of skeletons in it.
I wish
Dun, dun, dun.
I wish there was only skeletons.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's a mood kill.
So inside the room you immediately get a scent and the pressure changes, so the room has been like completely airtight, and you can feel weird scents and a weird sense of an extrasensory feeling coming. You get an extrasensory feeling coming out of the chamber. It's a very small chamber, about 5 meters diameter. Inside, there's no grime, no water, no parasites, nothing. Only like it's a completely clean chamber. There's a humanoid creature covered in scales made of green stone, with fangs of dark stone. It's a deity-like statue with one of the bone swords, like crux, in one of its hands. There's a very thin layer of dust and the very tomb-like quality in the air of the chamber. It just tells of the fact that this place hasn't been opened in a very long time. On the wall there's a carving in Undercommon.
Sheep. I don't
I could
think
translate
I
that for you.
Yeah. I don't read Undercommon.
Except I'm not in the room, so.
Not yet.
You have Crux with you, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Crux is like, oh, hello. That's one of me. I mean, it's sleeping, because it's been here for a very long time, but it's one of us.
Oh.
That means... oh. Huh. Interesting. You should take that one.
My friend.
You should take that one too. It's as good as me.
I'll be considering it, but Crux, be a friend and tell me, should I be a little bit worried to enter the room?
No. I mean, you're carrying me. You don't worry about me, so...
I don't worry about your kin, but is there anything else that you feel here that I should be worried of?
Like I said, you don't worry about me, so what would there be worry, like, what dangers could there be in a chamber for someone like you?
Oh, wonderful. How dark is it in the room, by the way?
Very. Like, the only reason you see the scaled statue is the fact that the green reflects light very, like, intensely, and there's like the light coming from basically the ocean side.
Saxon, could you shine some light here, please?
Yeah, oh, so you do need light then? Interesting. Dancing lights.
Thank you. Yeah, Warforged don't have dark vision. But what else do I see now that there's lights there?
There's the statue with like the sword it carries is very pretty identical to Crux. So a short sword made of a very dense bone-like substance. insanely sharp looking, like Crocs. It's edge on one side and it's like a little bit on a curve.
Oh boy. No, it awaken if I touch it.
Kun mä muuttaan niitä, onko se sit oikealla vai vasemmalla kulmalla tulee se tosi nopea. Siis annettu keittiöiden kuva ja sit siinä. Siis se on ihan objection.
Yeah. So
Is there any other text around here?
no, there's just the carving in Undercommon.
Oh, great. And
But
I
you-
assume Saxon doesn't speak Undercommon, so
Well, at least he's not. At least he's not translating. He's just looking around in the room, being very, very wary of the statue.
how big is the statue?
From toe to head, top of head, a meter, a little bit over a meter.
Well, this is certainly an interesting find. Kid is gonna use the little tiny servant made earlier, and gonna have it talk on Almond a little bit.
Almond is upstairs eating what, and as you feel, Kintsugi's unseen servant like pull at the on your
Tiny servant.
edge of your jacket, just like nudging.
It's like
Okay.
a little piece of stone with arms and legs.
All right. I'm still in my beastly form, by the way, and I'm gonna head on down carefully. I'd like to. Once I notice the slab, I'm assuming that the kind of doorway into the room is behind the slab.
Yeah.
I kind of
Slab,
want to look.
you get to the cellar and you see the slab has been moved, and you
I wanna-
see the slab like thus far it's been very straight, and now it's a little bit curved, for some, like, and behind it is the dark hallway or a dark chamber door,
Okay. I'm
and you
gonna-
can see the two warforged in there and covered by accompanied by a couple of dancing lights, of dancing
Okay.
magic lights.
Right. Okay. Well, if no one seems to be in any distress, I'm just gonna kind of walk into the room quietly and go. What do you need?
Did you speak languages? Were you good with languages, my friend?
A few.
You see a
Yeah.
carving in Undercommon.
Kintsugi is pointing towards that as well, like... You wouldn't
do.
happen to know anything about that?
I do have Undercommon.
Yep. The carving says, "We, the Ashen Saber, have found this place made by the ancient scaled people who are long gone since the fourth breach. Now this place is ours, and from here we will spread our gift to this island." You remember that Ashen Saber was an organization mentioned in the same papers that were accompanying Crux, the sentient bone saber thing that Kintsugi is carrying around.
What did they say that they want to spread their
Gift.
Gift.
Yes.
Okay.
So Almond left the room. What does anyone else react to the fact that Almond left the room? The eating room upstairs.
So the
Is the
people
Does
left
the
in
tiny
the
servant
eating
follow me,
room
or-
are me and Rhaegar.
And the mercenaries, yeah.
Yeah.
And the tiny servant.
Yes.
okay? So it stayed behind.
Yeah, that stayed
Yeah.
behind since no
Yewande
alarm.
actually does the tiny servant speak?
Nope. But it can give like visuals like a thumbs up, for example.
Yeah. Okay. Yewande asks the tiny servant, "Is everything okay downstairs?"
At the moment, the thing just like raises both hands and goes, "What's up?"
Okay, I'm gonna take just a few bites more and then head down.
Yep.
Yeah. Does Almond mention about the group here? The one that was mentioned in the text?
Oh, you mean the Ashen Saber?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I roll a history check? Do I recognize
Yep.
what that is?
Yeah. Sure.
It's 8. I have no idea. So I'm just gonna actually look at that and I'm gonna go. Okay, so there's some kind of talk about something called the Ashen Saber. They're spreading their gift. Does any of this ring a bell to you?
Wasn't that the same order that was with Crux here?
Does Crux remember the Ashen Saber?
Crux, wakey wakey.
Oh yeah, it sounds seems like a very reasonable and well, normal organization wouldn't worry about them.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So, if I want to roll an insight check on this, what the sword is saying, do I hear the sword, or is it just like, is it a two-way telepathy that Crux is doing?
Is it the telepathy type that we all can hear it, or is it the type that only Kintsugi is hearing it?
Exactly.
Crux can decide to like include or exclude people from the circle of telepathy.
Okay. Am I included?
Yeah.
Okay, then
I
I'd
mean,
like to
you
roll
can speak
insight
out
on
loud,
what
and
the-
Crux will decide if they let you in on the.
Okay, because I want to insight what the sword said about how it's perfectly normal. Oh, that's a critical fail, so no, I'm
Yeah.
good.
It's a speaking sword. It's very trustworthy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Crux, do you think you can wake up your fellow... Is that technically your relative, brother or something?
Do we want him to do that?
I mean,
What harm can a second sword do?
I mean,
the first
we can
sword
try. We
Eats
can try
people,
and
doesn't it?
we can try and awaken it, but it might be like it would just need food.
Of course you need sustenance.
I mean, it's been laying here since a long time.
Didn't the statue have 2 of them? Oh, just the one.
It has 2 hands, so
Oh, but it's just got 1 sword.
Yep.
So it's okay.
I don't see a single member of the mentioned organization. Crux, your owners wouldn't just leave like that, would they? If they conquered this
I
place.
mean, if they had a mission, maybe.
I can understand that would be a logical action to do, but this feels a little bit strange. Something's off here.
I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, it's a very old thing made by old people. I should probably just leave it here, not think about it ever again.
I hope you're not trying to use reverse psychology on me, because it's working.
Of course, I mean,
I'm gonna ask the other one. I'm gonna ask Saxton if he knows anything about the Ashen Saber.
it
I mean,
has
he
been
knew about this place, so
It has been rumored in some old folk tales that the Ashen Saber was an old organization that recruited people into their ranks. If they recruited someone, the person was never seen again. and soon their family was like spoke that they didn't even miss that member of the family anymore.
So the
Well,
families
isn't that
forgot about
comforting?
the recruits completely?
They did not forget, they just had this idea planted. They did not forget that, but they just told that they didn't miss the member.
AKA they didn't care.
For what I've been able to gather, it sounded like the family members might have been suggested or otherwise brainwashed into letting go of their family member.
Either way, I don't think we can leave the weapon hanging here.
Yolanda, I sent you a message.
I don't think we can leave it here for the
On.
Shadow Vein to find.
So
That
you can
would be
hear,
it.
you can hear small pitter patter of walking on water when steps in water when Yawande comes closer to the chamber, and Yawande, your artifact starts warning. You get a sense that something is horribly wrong in the chamber. Your
Oh,
artifact staff is
snap.
like nope.
I have completely spaced out. Have we changed places from the dinner room to the?
Rest of the people are downstairs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the two of us in Saxton. Like it's me and
Yawande
Kinky
I mean
Saxton.
the cave, yeah.
Yep, Yawande just came down to the
Oh, okay.
cellar.
Okay. What
I
kind
guess
of
I will
vibe?
follow.
Yeah. What kind of vibes I'm getting? Like, let's say, is the staff like terrified and wants to run away, or is it? Does it feel like it wants to go there and fix the thing that's wrong? Like,
it would want to fight if it was whole, but there's something insanely dangerous that should be vanquished.
Yeah, if
do I know who are in the chamber right now?
Well, you can see like dancing lights, and the closer, probably. No, you can't actually see because you're coming from the side, and they're inside the chamber. You only see like dancing lights or random dancing light just at the chamber mouth. But yeah.
Damn.
Rega, you were about to say something.
Yeah, Rega, seeing that everyone else is like kind of making their way out of the room and downstairs, will finish up in the upstairs and follow suit.
Yep. Their mercenaries have a good sort of family meal situation going on. There's laughter and jokes and like this sort of inside, sort of messing around with the others and like playful banter and such. So they probably didn't even notice you guys left.
Okay, so while this is happening, Kinsu's gonna, just for the sake of it, transform 2 second-level spell slots into metamagic points.
Yep.
That's gonna be a total of 6 points. Wonderful. Yoinks, but that also means no second-level slots anymore for me.
Mm-hmm.
For the moment. And after that, Kintuk is gonna start approaching the statue with the bone weapon.
It's just
Well, it's too risky to leave it here for them to find. Besides, I've handled one before. I can handle 2. Like, what could be the worst that can happen?
Yawande gets to the mouth of the chamber, and you can see Saxton, Kintsugi, and Almond inside. And the humanoid, there's a humanoid statue covered in scales, made from green stone, and this sort of bone, one-sided dagger, or short sword, sorry, in one hand, similar that the one that you've seen Kintsugi carry around. And the statue and the sword emanate. They create the sense of danger that your artifact is reacting to.
You're harmful. I am kind of scared. Is the
danger.
statue moving, or is it just still?
It's a little bit over a meter long, slender, almost. I mean, it's humanoid. But the more you're in the room and the more you look at it, the more you get the feeling that it's a humanoid only in shape, and the scales and the sort of rough-looking, shoddy craftsmanship hides the fact that this creature is humanoid, but definitely not human. Like there's.
Why did the music pick up?
Oh
Yeah, the music
Perfect.
timing is really good.
Perfect timing. Yes.
Yeah.
6 out of 5.
no! Can I do some kind of like, I don't know, nature or arcana roll, like
Or
religion? I don't know anything.
Arcana.
Like, yeah.
The more you
The
look
hell
at
am I looking at?
Yeah.
13.
You originally you thought that the scales on the statue were sort of scale armor, but you're in the room, and the more you get the idea that this isn't armor. It's literally covered in scales. Rega also, like, Rega is faster than the rest because of longer legs. You get to the chamber.
So for the speed.
Huh?
For the speed.
Just for the... Dude, stop messing up my dramatic entrances. Shut up.
Yeah.
Never.
Always. Yeah, you see the humanoid statue with a bone short sword, and thus far the head of the statue has been very. It originally looked like it was very shoddy. It was very rough. It was very very crude, but now it's like the head and the neck is of the same shape and size. But the more you look at it, more it looks like it's been formed on this for purpose. Almost as if the creature didn't have a human head. It had the head of a snake. And I'm gonna ask this one more time. Kintsugi, will you take the short sword? And if Kintsugi reaches for the short sword, will someone stop them?
If I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wonder is gonna like
I
pretty
can
much
see.
yell like,
Yeah.
what the hell is that? Do not touch it!
Kintsugi's basically
Step
reaching
away
for it
from the statue.
like a hand away at the moment, like basically reaching for it. Come on, what's wrong? It's just a sword on a statue. We can't leave it here, right?
I mean, it's been here for centuries.
We can.
Probably.
You open the door.
Yeah, Wanda is getting like maybe kind of frantic and is like, that is not a normal statue. That is definitely a trap. Do not touch it. Let's figure out what it is. Let's not do anything rash.
If it were up to me, I would throw the sword you already have in your possession into this room and seal it back up and leave.
Huh.
These swords bring nothing but destruction in their wake. They are cursed.
Then again, wouldn't it just be better to eliminate them in the long run then? Than to bury them deep and hope nobody finds them?
Have you ever tried to destroy a magical object?
As interesting as your philosophical argument is, I think that this is not the time for argument and this sort of philosophical debate, says Saxton, while you see the statue starting to glow with a green glow from the inside, and the head turns towards you, and you can hear a very faint whisper. And that's where we're ended.
No!
Oh,
Good
no.
lord! Oh!
Um,
We're gonna have an actual combat we cannot run away from.
We're both.
What
We
is
don't know
this?
that. We haven't spoken to the
Bone.
sword yet. You know, obviously, we're gonna sit
Bone.
down. We're gonna offer it some food. It's gonna be
Yeah,
grand. So,
I'm gonna give it some berries. It's gonna be fine.
Oh, we all know what they eat.
Like, Kintsugi just got back his core, but Rega is gonna fucking decapacitate Kintsugi after this.
Kids are having a bit of an ego boost at the moment, so I don't think they're listening that well.
Yeah.
Like, literally, Kintsugi's like, I can take on the whole world. Oh,
Well,
boy,
that's a
they're gonna be
cliffhanger if
so
I've
wrong.
ever seen one.
Yeah. You do
They're
that,
gonna be
dear, you
humbled
do
very
that.
quickly. They're gonna be humbled very quickly.
Maybe.
And,
We'll see. We'll see how much Kintsugi is gonna get humbled in 2 weeks.
Oh no.
Never trust a smiling DM. Oh, I'm gonna die.
Send help. Send help.